welcome to another episode of the Caffeinated Librarians. This is episode 2 of our Disney series, and today we're going to be discussing Mulan. So Mulan is the 36th animated feature from Disney, and it's loosely...
Simona, you had a golden opportunity to start this episode by saying, let's get down to business.
No.
Dishonor on your family.
Don't
Discuss Mulan.
How perfect would that have been?
Simona, don't listen to them. Keep going.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
Family. Dishonor on your cow.
So it's loosely based on the Chinese legend of Hua Mulan. And Hua Mulan is a very popular figure in China. They even have a statue dedicated to her. So this animated feature is loosely based on the story. And I think Hua Mulan is an epic poem, if I'm not mistaken. And there's no real evidence if Hua Mulan ever really existed. And if I'm wrong, you can correct me on that, but do so nicely, please. So the animated feature stars the voice talents of Ming-Na Wen, Eddie Murphy, B.D. Wong, Miguel Ferrer, June Foray, James Hong, Pat Morita, and George Takei. So for those who are not...
George Takei, who is he?
He was the main ancestor who awakened Mushu.
Oh, shout out George Takei. I had no idea.
Yeah, so for those who are not familiar with the Disney animated film and what it's about a young woman named Mulan who takes her father's place. So the Huns are invading China, and the emperor sends out his soldiers to basically conscript any able-bodied man to go fight in the army. Mulan's father is injured because he fought in a previous war, so he walks with a limp.
Funny you bring that up. This was the first time watching it that I noticed when they're coming around to recruit the common people, and they're like, "You okay?"
Sorry, I choked on my water.
And or actually, I think it's when Mulan gets to the camp, and she says that she's Fa Mulan's son, and then they were like, "The Fa Mulan." Then
You mean Fazu?
Whatever. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. When they did that, and and they were like, "Oh my God, the Fazu!" I was like, "Wow!" So this guy must have been some crazy, military guy, and we need a prequel of his story. How cool would that be? Yeah.
Yeah. So her father's fought.
But he's obviously legendary. He's not just some guy that was in the army. He's
This one.
He has some legend to him.
It's kind of funny. This one never got
town.
the animated series. A lot of the other '90s Disney movies got, because Aladdin had one.
No, but it had its straight to
Hercules had
VHS
one.
sequel.
Yeah, but just one. They I don't know, for whatever reason they didn't return to the Mulan well too many times.
They didn't do that for the Hunchback of Notre Dame either.
Yeah.
'Cause
Though
they
Hunchback wasn't that big of a hit, I think.
Yeah, they weren't.
It was underrated.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
So underrated.
And I
Such a
forgot
great movie.
what other film didn't do commercially well. So Mulan was supposed to be the film that would sort of bring them back.
Yeah, I think
So there were heavy promotions for it.
Pocahontas through Hercules, they weren't doing super hot. I mean, they were Disney, they were doing fine, but
Yeah.
Yeah, no. They
Yeah.
had their sequel for Pocahontas, didn't work out.
Yeah.
Hercules had, I think, the TV show.
It did,
It did.
yeah.
Yeah, it did.
Oh yeah, wasn't he young?
Yeah.
Yeah. Going through
Young
school.
Olympian. They tried to do that with Emperor's New Groove also, where they tried to put him in school. It's
I saw that show on all the time as a kid. It was honestly pretty funny.
So, continue.
So anyway, so her father is conscripted, and because he's injured and Fa Mulan is concerned for his safety, she takes his conscription notice, dons his armor, cuts her hair, and goes off into the camp.
She steals it.
She does. She steals it.
What a thief.
Steal, take.
Swipes.
And so essentially, she joins the army, and the film is about her struggles to sort of maintain her disguise, do what she has to do, and yeah. So what did you guys think about Mulan?
I love her buddies in the army. They're great guys.
Yao is voiced by Harvey Feinstein.
Fierstein.
Thirsty.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know who that is.
He's a playwright and an actor. Major like.
He was in Mrs. Doubtfire. He was Robin Williams'
yeah,
brother.
His
the
friend.
hairdresser?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I do remember that now.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, Yao's the one with the really deep voice, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
and the black eye, like
Yeah.
the constant black eye.
Yeah, and then there's the big guy. I'm
Chenpo.
I'm terrible with the names in this movie. I
It's
apologize.
it's Ling, Yao, and Chenpo.
Oh, James Hong is in this?
Yep.
I love James Hong.
He plays Chifu, who's I believe the skinny
Yes.
Yeah.
one who's
Yeah.
trying to suck up
He's
to
the
the emperor.
bureaucrat.
He's
Yeah.
he's the advisor.
Yes.
And Pat Morita is the emperor.
But yeah.
Mr. Miyagi.
And then you have Miriam
Oh,
Margolyes,
nice.
who does the matchmaker, who was Professor Sprout
Yes.
in the Harry Potter series, in the movies.
She's mean.
She's very mean, but she's just doing her job.
That's true.
She's just doing her job, and Mulan embarrassed her quite epically.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, that part, Mulan. Like,
Come on, girl.
just leave,
Pour some
just
tea.
just leave the tea, leave the cricket in the tea.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The cricket shouldn't have exited the cage.
Yeah.
though.
Also, cricket, what are you doing?
Yeah.
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 Shame on you.
Poised at all times, even if there is a cricket in your tea.
The
Yeah.
tea looked very cozy. I could understand the cricket
It did.
wanting to be in it. He looked
Yeah.
very relaxed.
Yeah.
The cricket shouldn't have been there. He's the cause of everything that happened.
He's going in the hot tub.
He's not a lucky cricket.
No, he's
But-
not a lucky cricket.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite Disney movies. It's great. What can I say?
There were a lot of funny moments. Like rewatching it, I laughed so much. Like I love when Grandma Fa's testing out how lucky the cricket is, and she just walks through and causes like a traffic accident of like people getting injured. She's like, "Yep, this one's a lucky one."
Yeah.
Grandmother's the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
She's great. I love like the ending. I love her in general. She's like, "Do you want to stay forever?" Like, she's the real matchmaker here.
I do like when
She brings home a sword. If you ask me, she should have brought home a man.
Then walks on by. It's like,
Sign me up for the next war.
I love her.
I like
She
every
get it.
time Mushu is like with the cricket and like he's like, "You are a lucky bug," and then he like puts him next to him. He's like, "You can sit next to me."
There were a lot of good moments. I liked some of the anachronisms that you see in the film, like, or even the mention, like the whole. Can we talk about the training montage?
Yes.
Oh.
I'll make a man out of
Yeah.
you, because that song is epic. May not be politically correct, but I don't care. It's an epic song. You want that
It doesn't
song.
have
when
to
you-
be politically
when
correct
it
because
pumps
it's in a
you
time
up.
period when they were looking for able-bodied men. The women's
Trust me,
roles
there
were
were-
much different.
There were
then.
people that criticized the whole thing with "make a man out of you," but whatever. We're
Really?
not. Yeah.
That's silly that they made that thing. It's like the whole point is he's training the men for war, and that's what they're being trained. And at that time, it was a man's job to do.
I thought the whole point of it was to be kind of over the top and like I didn't think
It
would.
is. They're
yeah.
gonna make a man out of you.
Now,
Yeah.
who
It's like
else?
They're gonna make sure that you can
But
fight in this war.
I guess I can see how some people would be like,
There's always someone who's offended.
Modern creatives.
But was I the only one? And I'll speak. The guys, you don't have to chime in on this one. When Shang takes off his shirt and Mulan goes, when
Oh.
I was the only one. Okay.
no, I am a heterosexual male, and I was like,
he's comfortable.
listen, that's not bad. I was like, I wish I could take off my shirt and be like that.
I
you
just
know?
loved her. When she goes,
Yeah.
ooh. And I was like, same Mulan. I actually said that I was watching it. Same. So yeah.
Shang is just bisexual.
Is that the
That's my
general
take.
son?
not in
Captain?
ancient China.
Oh,
He is.
and then
Yeah,
that's
not
my
in ancient
fault.
China. He's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
No.
That's a no. That maybe.
Yeah, because like I mean he's getting real cozy with Mulan before
Yeah.
before
Oh,
he knows
yeah.
she's a woman.
Yeah.
They're best friends.
Best
Yeah.
friendship leads to.
It's bromance.
Yeah.
It's
So
bromance.
that's one of my.
Also, how'd they not know? You know.
That just by the bath scene really like it's the one that puts me off the entire time. Is that I'm just like the water must not be clear enough.
Because
Yeah.
all she did was change her hair, really.
Well,
Yeah.
there are and I'm sure we all know this. This is nothing new. But there are women that managed to go through a significant period of time within the army and no one knowing they were men.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there were women like during the Civil War, I think even during the Revolutionary War, like they disguised themselves as men and no one knew. Like there was this one, I think it was during the Civil War, she only got found out because she got injured.
Yeah.
So the doctor taking care of her realized, ooh, something isn't right. And that's when she was discharged, but she got through battles and with no one having a clue that it was a woman. So it's not impossible.
Doctor's the real problem on the battlefield.
Yeah.
The doctor's like, what are those?
So,
No amount of chest binding could have helped. It's like, no.
so
Finding something out about why Disney may have pushed for this one. So Kundun came out in 1997, and that was a Martin Scorsese movie about the Dalai Lama.
Oh, yeah?
And the Chinese government got very upset with it, and their relationship with Disney really soured because of it. And to this day, Disney has kind of buried Kundun, and it's not available on home media or anything.
Really?
Yes. And so it seemed like Disney was really hoping for this to make things right.
I never even heard of that movie. Wow.
yeah, it didn't.
Disney tries their best to bury it, so that's why.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
Chinese
interesting.
audiences weren't happy with it because they said it wasn't really
Oh,
accurate.
you've heard of the movie too?
No, the Mulan film, because they marketed it also heavily in China. They were banking on Chinese audiences loving this, but China, and I know there are a few other countries, they prioritize their own film industry above foreign above foreign imports. So they limit the amount. I think Korea does the same thing. It's a way to, and I understand, to protect their own film industry. So they limit the amount of foreign films that can premiere or come into the country. And China, I'm assuming they still do the same thing. So they were marketing it heavily in China, but it did not do well because people they didn't like that they made so many changes to the story.
I mean, things are kind of getting dicey with Disney and China again. I know China's been refusing a lot of the Marvel movies recently. They've been finding very nitpicky reasons to be like, no, we can't show
Well,
this.
Disney had to hit
Interesting.
when they did the live action Mulan. There was a lot of flack because of what had been going on in China, or what is currently going on in China right now. A lot of the
I remember
The
hearing
main
about
actress
that.
also said something about it was during the
yeah,
Hong Kong protests.
because she was a supporter, and so a lot of people were very upset that they hired her.
A supporter of which side?
China.
China's
Okay.
China, yeah.
the side that you would most want to disagree with.
Yeah.
Also, I also noticed that a lot of the actors in that film were not Chinese, besides them.
I mean, here too.
Because
They-
it's even when you're watching Memoirs of a Geisha, it's like a lot of those actresses are not Japanese. They're all Chinese.
Yeah, I think the majority of the cast for
Yeah.
that movie were Chinese actors. There weren't any Japanese actors, at least in the main roles of that movie.
Yeah, because I think they were
Except
going.
one.
They go more for they know these people. Yeah.
It's no excuse.
Yeah.
No excuse.
Yeah. Well, who was it?
And also, go ahead. Who was it?
No,
What?
there was I forgot the director when he made the Gods of Egypt, and people were
Ridley Scott.
Oh
because
God!
he said that he didn't cast any Egyptian actors. I'm not casting Muhammad so and so. Basically, he
Ridley,
wanted
no!
to cast. Basically, he's going to cast well-known actors in the role. But yeah.
Wait,
be
no,
fair, that
he
movie-
wasn't Gods of Egypt. He was Exodus, Gods, and Kings.
Okay, thank God. I was gonna be like, Gods of Egypt by no means had
Yeah.
anything
but
going
that
on
is-
for it.
Gods of Egypt was Alex Proyas. I don't know who. Oh, he did The Crow and Dark City. Huh.
Yeah, I thought he said something like that because people criticized him. But anyway, that was so it's a
No one
similar
should criticize
similar
Gods
thing.
of Egypt except for the fact that the movie was just bonkers.
I have no memory of this film.
Good.
I got it confused with the
It
Ridley
was
Scott movie.
Yeah,
So.
I
It was at the
Yeah.
height of the guy who played Jaime Lannister's career because he was the main guy in the movie.
Yes.
And it was like, oh no, and
Let's
nobody
be fair.
was Egyptian,
I
and
think
nobody
the
was
height of Jamie Lannister's
Middle
career was
Eastern
when he played
skin.
Jamie
No one had
Lannister.
Yeah, I
Maybe
kind of
the
feel bad for
skin
that
tone.
guy. He's a good
No, I
actor,
was
but he
like, wow.
just has not
This is
gotten
such a-
another
I
good
just find it
role.
so
mean, I found the movie itself just entertaining.
That's
but-
all it is. It's absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
And you get a pass because you're bonkers.
But yeah, I did not know that this might have grown out of the Kundun situation. So
Wow, that's interesting. I got to look up that movie.
There's a really funny line in The Sopranos, where in season 1, where Martin Scorsese is walking by and Christopher yells out, "Hey Marty, Kundun, I liked it."
Oh yeah. I don't
It's
remember
just like, I
that.
can't imagine Christopher Moltisanti sitting down and watching the Dalai Lama movie.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard of that movie, but I've never watched it. But I feel like I have heard of.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But it looks like there's a lot of historical inaccuracies in the film. It looks
In
like
Mulan, yes.
when she's
yeah.
riding on her arm before her matchmaking test.
Yeah.
Apparently that's simplified Chinese, which didn't exist in
And-
ancient China in the time period. And apparently the cannons, the bamboo cannons, are from like AD 1132.
And
During
also,
the time
Eddie Murphy was not born yet.
he was not born yet, but the Legend of Mulan is set around 600 AD, so those cannons are way too technologically advanced for the time period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind of interesting.
Maybe that's why they were in such a rush to save them.
Oh, we got the cannons.
Save the cannons.
But like when it comes to a children's movie, I really don't look at like too many accuracies going on because
Yeah,
something has to be fantastical
okay.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
Okay, apparently the animators were not a fan of the cricket.
Really?
Apparently Michael Eisner was really pushing for that cricket.
Put in the cricket.
Cricket.
I like cricket.
Yeah, me too. I liked him.
He types up. He's the one that
I could
drafts
I could live
the
without
letter that makes sure that Mulan knows the.
I just find animator beefs to be really funny because it's always just like the most random cute character and they're just like, I hate this so much.
I remember reading about Tim Burton's biography at one point. He talked about like one of his first jobs was working on like The Fox and the Hound, and he worked so like many hours on the fox. He hated that thing. He was like, I hate this fox so much. He's like, I hate this movie. I hate this fox.
It's a sad opening.
I like Fox and the Hound. It's
Yeah.
a
I do
weird
like
one though.
Fox
As
and
an
the
adult,
Hound.
I liked it more. As a kid, I was like,
I've watched it once and I found it so sad that I've never watched it again. Like it really made me sad when I watched it.
It gets happier though.
Sort of. I don't find it happy though. But
I
that's
do.
just my opinion of the interpretation of the ending. I'm not saying that it doesn't end well, but it's more like a bittersweet kind of ending. And for me, even though like you said, it ends well, for me it's still too sad. So I've never watched it again because
why do we
that
make
film made me
sad
cry.
movies?
Okay, a very rare moment where you have to hand it to Michael Eisner. He's the reason they went for Eddie Murphy as Mushu.
Oh yeah.
Before him, they were considering Joe Pesci or
Yep.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh
Yeah.
no, that would have been horrible. I can't imagine that.
He very rarely was Michael Eisner right in any of his decisions, but here he made the right call.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the ancestor scene?
Yes.
When Mushu has to wake, he goes Mushu awaken, and it, like he's
I live!
The world rests in your claws.
I was saying, like, how dumb was the head ancestor that he didn't realize it was. But then that case makes me. Did you ever wonder?
You
like,
might have bad eyesight.
Well, maybe. But I thought when you're dead, those kind of issues no longer plague you. But
Well,
whatever.
clearly they're still wearing glasses. Clearly they're still playing him in the afterlife.
The guy still doesn't have his head. Yeah, his head's detached.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that's
um,
a-
Partying with that head at
To
the
be in
end.
the
I was like,
yeah, right. You could get dizzy after that.
the
right?
lights.
Maybe I mean it's not attached to your body anymore, so maybe your sense of like I don't know.
But they
Scientists
I don't
explain.
think we'll ever know.
Science explain.
there's a book series called Twisted Tales.
Yes.
And they did a version called Reflection, and it's nice because it expands upon the like mythology and the story. And in the story, Mulan has to rescue Shang from the afterlife because
Oh.
he dies after he's wounded. And I like it because
Oh,
the
I love
guardian,
this.
the stone guardian that you see, that Mushu destroys,
the Great Stone Guardian.
he actually, in the book, they
Great
make
stone
him
dragon.
the guardian of the Shang family, and he helps Mulan go to the underworld to rescue Shang from it. So that's what I thought of it when I was watching. I was like, oh, that's the guardian. He actually comes alive, and he's very snarky.
I remember getting like really excited that series was doing like a what if kind of
Yeah.
deal, but then I
Yeah.
saw the Mulan one and I was like, what do you mean she's going to the underworld?
No, it's
What's
actually
going
it's
on?
actually really good. It's a good one. I listened to it on Hoopla. It's an interesting take. We have it on hoopla. If you're interested in like
what happened if she didn't go to the war?
yeah.
Can they win? No.
So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
That's almost too real, though. You know what I mean? That's like.
But I felt it was so fantastical to have her go to the underworld for a minute. I was like, okay, I don't know how I feel about this. They're pulling an Orpheus story. I'm like, I'm not. Like, that's Greek.
Yeah. So that stone guardian actually comes alive in the book and helps her out.
Stoney? Oh, Stoney. Oh, man,
Which,
they're
why
gonna kill
didn't the
me.
gong work when you think, like, maybe I'm thinking about it, but I was just saying,
It's
because
because
it
he didn't
wakes
have any
everyone.
heart in his gonging.
Maybe, I guess so.
If that's an actual verb, gonging.
I guess so. I was always curious why I never woke up, but that's just me.
Because
Yeah,
maybe,
I didn't like him.
Because maybe he wanted to give Mushu the benefit of the doubt and have him go and reclaim his honor and becoming a guardian again.
To be fair, though,
And, you know,
I would
they
be
wanted
pretty
a
pissed
funny
if he
little
broke my
dragon.
statue.
He also only like rings the gong once.
No,
With
he
him.
rings it several
No,
times.
it was a couple
I mean,
times.
he does it like, but then he never hits it again.
Yeah. Well,
It's like he had to
showed
hit it
no
a bunch of
respect
times.
to the Great Stone Dragon.
Yeah.
He did it like, I mean, if I was the Great Stone Dragon, I'd be like, you know what? No, you know, no. It's like,
I wanted to be able to just stand there for a couple of
he's the
seconds
Great
more. Just-
Stone Dragon. He's like the big guardian deity of their family, and you got this little dragon who hates him coming up being like, "Come on, wake up!" And
Gotta
I'm
go
like,
fetch Mulan.
"Show me more respect. Give me an offering, and then I'll think about it." It's like you don't go to a giant deity and do that. You get smoked at that point. He's lucky he didn't get like zapped by something.
I didn't think about all that.
Yeah.
I don't
He
know.
didn't give him enough time to wake up. Like, think about it. You don't. When your alarm rings, you just jump right out of bed.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I actually give myself a mini panic attack, and that's how I wake up in the morning.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Horrible
I've
way
been
to wake
trained
up.
to get up like at my alarm and be like, okay.
That's a horrible
I hit the
way to
snooze
wake up.
button.
I always end up waking up before my alarm goes off.
I wake up.
My
sad.
sister
Means your
does
body's
that.
trained well.
Yeah.
My
Good.
sister does that too, but and the minute her alarm goes off, I wake up. So I get up at like 6:30 now, sometimes even earlier. So
Retail instilled fear in me.
Oh my god.
yeah.
And I
I've
only
never
in bed
slept
for an
through
hour.
This isn't related to Mulan, but I saw James Hong in the cast list.
Yes.
I've been thinking about it ever since. Who here has seen Everything Everywhere All at Once?
I haven't seen
Not
it
yet.
yet. I keep
Most
trying to find
of
a
it,
good time to
no.
actually sit down and watch it.
Okay, it's a great movie, but
No.
like I have no understanding why Jamie Lee Curtis is nominated for supporting actress for it. When it's like James Hong is here, the dude's in his 90s, he's a legend. He gives a great performance in that movie.
Oh, is
Come on, he's the grandfather.
the grandfather?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just like, come on.
Enough.
You're
Wait,
giving
but
it to Jamie Lee
Kung
Curtis
Fu
and the
Panda,
goofy
Big Trouble in China,
comic
Jamie
relief.
Lee Curtis,
Gremlins.
she's not really in the film for that long, right?
No.
So
Yeah.
why the hell is she supporting
I don't
it?
know.
Turning red.
I don't understand. It's stupid.
Oh, well.
Well, they gave the supporting actor to Kay.
Yeah, but they have two in supporting actress. Stephanie Shu's also there.
Oh.
So take out Jamie Lee
Yeah.
Curtis.
There must have been another actress they could have put in there.
She's good in the movie, but like, come on.
She's really funny in the. I have to finish watching that. That is a good movie. It's not what I expected, but when I watched the trailer, I was like, "Oh, that looks awesome." Then I started watching, like, "This is awesome." I was really trying to pay attention. It's like one of those films where you really have to, or you're gonna miss something.
Yeah, this isn't gonna
Well,
come out
there's
till
a
well
Diablo
after the
3.
Oscars, so
Yeah.
people are gonna be like, "Why are they even talking about this?" But
Yeah.
probably
Because we
won
can.
everything, you know.
Yeah.
At this
I'll pull some stats up if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but-
that's our prediction.
So, do you guys have a favorite scene from the film? or
The
scenes?
when the Huns come charging down the mountain and then Mulan makes the cannon go into the mountain and it's the whole avalanche.
It's a great scene.
Yeah, that entire sequence. So I guess 2 scenes in one, or several scenes.
That's a great scene. What's the main henchman's name again?
Shan Yu.
Yeah. So Shan Yu, just shave your head, buddy. Like, just get rid of the rest of your hair. Also, Shan Yu and his creepy sidekick with the bow and arrow. Also,
what if it's
same
bow?
hairdo.
They're Huns.
Yeah, I
Shithead.
think that's just a cultural thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Oh.
think they were like.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think they were both
Besties,
just
yeah, it's
It's like
balding
me
in the
watching
same
Prince
way.
of Egypt and being upset that they have this stupid little side piece.
That was like-
It's
that
just
was
cultural.
bad.
I don't like it. Just chop it off.
I don't know too much about Mongolian culture, but I think that's I think that might just be a style.
Oh,
Just-
they get
I
a
will.
pass. then.
I will say. I will
Give them a
say in
pass.
in the live action series called Marco Polo that was on Netflix, and that they stopped at the end of season 2 and didn't continue it.
Way to go, Netflix.
They, if I recall correctly, Genghis Khan, the actor who was portraying him, had that like haircut.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and like
okay.
this isn't like.
It's Dana.
Hi, Dana.
She's probably seen this movie a lot.
But yeah, this isn't like historical fact either, but like I've seen a lot of wuxia movies and stuff like that, and like a lot of times in those people have those kind of haircuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting style choices.
I think it also may have helped. Like I know some hairstyles help with the helmets you're wearing, like
Oh.
the samurai
Oh, that might
hairstyle.
have some basis. Yeah.
I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but anyway, they wore the hairstyle to accommodate the helmet, for lack of a better term.
Interesting. Also,
what
was up with the pirate earrings? Like they look like big looping pirate
It's just
earrings.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, those were some
Don't mess
big
with Sean Yu.
earrings.
He's one of the very few villains in Disney movies that doesn't have a petty reason for like
Well, he wasn't
destroying
wearing.
a nation.
I liked him. I liked him a lot actually. That's a well-trained bird.
You know, Miguel
Falcon.
Ferrer is
Silver
George
wings.
Clooney's cousin.
It's
Who's George
Silver
Clooney's
Wings.
cousin?
Miguel Ferrer, he voices Sean Yu.
I think like
Really?
Yeah.
rips
I
on
didn't know that.
space
I did not
off.
know that.
Ooh. See, they should have shown him shirtless.
He's
No!
Albert in Twin Peaks too.
Don't say.
Which one was
Same
Albert?
sir.
The really mean FBI guy.
Oh, nice.
Can we also talk about the fact that Donny Osmond was the singing voice for Shang Li?
Sure.
He does a good job.
He does.
I don't like to give Donny Osmond props, but he does a good job.
Well, that's what I mean. He's
Yeah.
part of Donnie and Marie.
When you can't sing, hire somebody who can.
Such a great song. I mean,
I-
that song makes you want to get down to business.
And fight some Huns, yes.
Yeah, it really does.
It
You
doesn't
know-
do that for me, but okay.
I
No?
think
No.
I think for favorite part though, I gotta hand it up for Reflection.
That's a great song.
Beautiful song.
It
Yeah.
is. I love Reflection and Christina Aguilera's version, and then when she redid it for the live-action remake, that was my childhood right there.
I much prefer the singing voice of Mulan, which was Leah
It-
Salonga. So is that how you say her
Yeah.
last name? She's a really great
But yeah,
Broadway actress.
I
She
don't
was
know. I
actually
just
in
find
the
it powerful.
original,
Yes, it's a great song.
the original
probably-
cast of Les Miserables as Eponine, and then she played Fantine in, I think it was like the revival in 2010.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Reflection's a good song. I love Reflection. It's one of my favorites.
Probably the only time any Disney movie even like sidles up to the idea of like dysphoria. So
Yeah.
So they actually tested whether you can cut your hair with a sword. You can't.
There's actually a
Yeah,
you
guy
can
on
try hard
YouTube
enough,
who
you
uses.
can.
It's not that
I don't think it's
easy.
gonna look good, but if you
They
try hard
There's
enough.
a guy online that I watch occasionally who just kind of pops up on like TikTok or whatever thing I'm watching, and he uses knives to cut people's hair, like swords and knives, and it's kind of interesting to watch because at the same time I'm like, yo, he's gonna lop that kid's head off, and it makes me so anxious to watch it. And the hair, it's hard because scissors have like an accuracy about them because you have like split ends and you have to get like certain pieces of the hair, but a sword, it's like without, having complete control over, and a knife, because it's one blade versus like two, where you like, and they're smaller. It's harder to
It's
get
far
like, a
more
good cut.
dramatic, but see, it's far more dramatic to watch somebody cut
It
their
is,
hair
and
off
it's kind
with a
of cool,
sword.
but also very anxious.
Yeah, I remember, like, I forgot what show it was where they tested that to see if they could actually do it or whatever. I thought it was...
One time I saw a great video about opening champagne bottles with a saber.
Brian wants to learn how to do that, and I'm like, don't. You
Just don't
dare?
break the bottle.
The guy got it a couple times,
Yeah.
but he a lot of champagne bottles were sacrificed in the process.
Jeez.
I also have Burger King toys for Mulan.
Oh, yeah?
My grandma's collection.
Which ones?
So they did have a cricket one. and he hopped around.
Oh, cute.
There was the horse, and it was kind of dumb.
Con.
I'm not gonna lie, but I remember playing with that one as a bath toy for like many years. I really liked that one. But it's like legs like stuck out, and it just was like you just clippy cloppy thing. I don't know, but I remember they had toys for that too.
The horse's name is Khan.
Con.
He's such a good horse.
Appropriate name.
Mm-hmm.
I like how Mushu keeps on calling him a heifer.
Because
Call
he's black
them
and
a
white
cow.
like a cow.
Or a sheep. What are you, a sheep?
Scene that lives rent free in my head will always be like the beginning of the movie
yeah.
is them like attacking the walls. It's like now all of China knows you are here and perfect. And I also love the scene, and of course I would like the tragic scenes, like the one where they finally, after like the nice happy-go-lucky montage in the song, it's like they finally go to the village that got burnt down.
Oh, yeah.
And the doll.
Mm-hmm.
I remember really wanting that doll. But
I
they
remember
never made
thinking
it.
that little girl's never gonna get that doll back because she's dead.
Girls did.
Yeah.
She'll get another doll
It's heavy.
in heaven
And
or wherever.
seeing that whole, like, the carnage of, like, the Imperial Army and...
Yeah, it's like they're all talking about what kind of woman they want to marry, and then it's just like death.
Yeah.
There's no women here for you to hit on. They're all dead.
Oh, my God.
That was another thing. Perfect amount of songs. I wasn't like overwhelmed with the music, and I think every song slaps.
I
Yeah.
feel like you could have done one more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like one more song.
Like an
but,
ending reprise or something.
No, just like somewhere in the middle.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I feel like there's a lot of songs in the opening, and then it sort of gets cut down. And
There
it's
weren't
just
any
like-
cut songs for this one.
No, I don't think so. I think they
no.
just didn't
'Cause
have that much.
sometimes
Yeah.
They did we're taking it out of the vault, and here's some additional, like they did it with Beauty and the Beast, where they had like To Be Human Again.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a cut song. I love that
Pocahontas.
song though. I thought that song was super
it's
cute.
like fine.
They did it
Right.
for... they did for Pocahontas, too.
Yeah, but Mulan had like no additional songs. I was just like, that's sad.
Also, Alan Menken did not compose the score for Mulan.
He
It
did
was-
not want his name on that. I don't know what the reasoning, but
Jerry
I wouldn't be surprised.
Goldsmith.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry Goldsmith is a G. He did Star Trek, Chinatown, Alien, Poltergeist, Gremlins,
Alien.
Wow.
Total Recall, The Mummy.
Oh.
Yeah, no, this guy's done everything. Damn.
Yeah. So, like, any final thoughts?
I said you got to respect the villain in this movie. He's the only
Oh.
one that didn't have a petty reason for overthrowing the government. He's just a conqueror. That's what the Mongolians were doing. Just conquering, even though they were really cool conquerors.
Yeah.
They were really dope. That's why they're called the exception, because they're dope. But besides that, he didn't like get not invited to a birthday party and then, decide to destroy everybody. He didn't, like, someone stole something from him and then he was just like, well, that really sucks. He didn't have any puppies to go steal. No, he was just trying to conquer the world.
Would you call Jafar a petty villain? Because
Yeah,
Jafar wanted...
because he didn't get to marry the princess.
No, he
wanted
wanted... He
power.
wanted
Yeah, I
to...
think he just mainly wanted to.
That's
take
true,
over.
that's true. He's not as petty as the
rule,
other ones. He's just like-
Agrabah.
That's true. That's true. I would put him in maybe the few exceptions. It's like just because he had nothing he wanted other than power, and that's fair. No one took anything specific from him or told him no.
Yeah,
And-
same with Scar. He's not really.
Yeah.
He's not petty.
Yeah, he wants.
He
power.
got banished, and then
I
they
think
kind
He
of
wasn't
gave
even
him
banished
the
in the
poor-
beginning. He was.
He wasn't, but that's supposed to be what's supposed to happen to him. Is that he was like bad
But-
guy, and they gave him the kingdom.
But,
Sorry, and then.
But that's not in the movie.
It's in the second one. It's in the Broadway play. Innuendo.
I thought he was petty. I think of him as petty.
Scar?
Well, he's just
Yeah.
mad.
He's
he didn't
petty.
get to be king,
That
even
makes
though
him
he's
petty.
technically the oldest.
Makes him petty.
And then they gave him the
I don't
poopy
think
kingdom with the
I don't think that's
hyenas
being
and no
petty.
food.
I think he's just an angry lion.
He just wanted to be king.
He just can't wait to be king.
And
Oh, and they
Simba
got
got
him
in
here.
his way.
Stupid Simba had to come back to the kingdom after I starved it. Cruella's a petty woman.
She is.
They
Yes.
said, no, we're not giving you our 100 Dalmatian puppies. Not 100 in the beginning, but like 60 or some odd dogs. First off, a dog
15.
to have, like, oh my God, that many puppies.
It's a lot.
Gorilla just wants to kill some dogs. That's
Yeah.
it.
Gorilla just wants them for their coats.
Yeah.
She's like,
Which, when
murder.
you think about it, what kind of coat could she really have gotten out of them? Even if would that have been
very easy,
Dalmatian-looking
yeah.
coat.
No, I meant not the. I didn't mean what the eventual product would be. I'm just saying.
I mean, as puppies, they don't
Oh,
have inherent value.
because they
but
don't have
when
much.
they're bred
They're
and-
small.
yeah,
But
that's
there's
what I meant.
101 of them. So.
No, this was when they were only
After
15.
the fact. Only
Well,
15.
when she usually goes to the owners, the
Purdy?
humans. Yeah.
Not Purdy. Purdy's the dog.
Yeah, the people.
No, the dog is Perdita.
Yeah, the
Perdita.
people, whatever their names are. When she usually goes to them,
Roger is the man's
Yeah.
name,
I
and
don't care about the people.
Anita or something. Anyway, there's only 15 of
Anita.
them.
Anita, darling.
Yeah,
Anita.
there's only 15. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anywho,
Joking.
But then she like sees them and they don't have spots, and then she's just like,
rats.
"Why don't they have spots?" And they're
Ugly
just like,
white
"They're
rats."
puppies."
which even if you didn't think that she was gonna make them coats, like honestly, being the responsible, loving pet owners that you are, would you want to even give one puppy to that woman?
No.
So it's like
First off, she's smoking all over the place. She don't know how to clean up anything. She's like leaving ashes everywhere. No, it's not an appropriate atmosphere for a puppy.
No.
Clean your ashes.
yeah. All right.
So
So
it makes for a stellar car chase at the end of the movie. I'm just saying.
And her eyes getting all crazy. Anyone didn't realize that Sean Yu, the eyes they gave Sean Yu are like very like creepy.
Yeah, I did
They
notice
really
that.
demonized.
Like no one else has eyes
the
like that.
he even has claws.
First off,
Oh,
I
yeah.
want to know how he got his falcon
Oh, and the
to like
fangs,
cut
right? You
somebody.
notice the fangs too?
Yeah, like they really hit the nail hard on that head. Like he's evil. He
He
has
looks
like
like
the
feral,
evil.
evil.
You know
eye.
what?
What was like the Mulan sequel called?
Mulan.
2.
2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one's pretty
just
simple.
Mulan's. Man, that sucks. At least the Cinderellas had their names. Like Once Upon a Time. Like, it was nice.
What happens in Mulan 2? Has anyone seen it?
I
So,
have seen it.
Shang and Mulan are
Are
trying to
getting
get
it
married.
married.
Yeah, and then I
But
think
they're
that the
put
buddies
on
go
a
to get
secret
married,
mission.
too.
They're on a mission because the Emperor's 3 daughters are getting married, are going to go talk about getting married to a prince or a couple princes and a diplomatic
It's
marriage. He's trying to
one
send them for
prince.
diplomatic marriage.
One
prince.
prince.
He's got 3 princesses. Got to choose between them. But but Mulan and Shang are having some differences.
And that's because of Mushu.
So, this is because this only has 5 reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but it has a 0%.
What, the second one? Get out of here, because the princesses, not only is it Shang and Mulan escorting them, it's their buddies
Yeah.
from the training camp. The boys we love.
Oh, good. Ling and
And they
Chen
all
Kao
3 of them
and-
fall
Yeah.
in love with
Yeah.
with a princess.
Yep.
oh,
Because it's their match. The
and
girl
they
was
all
fighting
look
for.
like the
Well, the girls
princess
were
they're
fighting for.
interested in.
it's a what?
They like all look like the princess they're interested in.
Oh yeah.
You got a girl who loves to cook for shampoo.
Yeah.
Return of Jafar.
Yeah,
The
that-
Aladdin movies were so good. Return of Jafar was great, and
No, it
also
wasn't.
Prince of Thieves was
It was
great.
I'm sorry, Homer Simpson Genie was wrong.
Yes. It
Was
wasn't
it?
even Robin
Yeah, it
Williams
was Homer
voicing
Simpson.
the
Dan
genie.
Caston.
I never
it
expect
really?
that as an adult now, because
Oh, wow.
sequels, it's really hard to bring back the people.
Robin Williams
They
came back
never
for
had
the
him.
3rd movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then they paid him more.
Is Prince of Thieves the one where he meets his dad?
Yeah.
Yes!
I liked that.
He meets
movie.
his dad, and it's dope.
It's
the wedding.
Aladdin and the 40 Thieves?
See, that's what it's Alibaba in the 40 Thieves. First off, because Aladdin is based off, Alibaba.
Alibaba.
But that's how you get Americanized, Westernized fairy tales, Disneyfication of fairy tales. And so 40 Thieves comes in.
White
It's because
people.
his dad is the king of 40 40 Thieves.
Yeah.
That's
But his
right.
dad's
I
really
think I
hot.
did see that.
His dad. He is.
My favorite
Look up
scene.
Aladdin's dad.
My favorite scene in that
Like,
movie
legit.
is when Genie yells out Code Red, and it has this whole thing.
Look at this man. He's so well groomed for being the king of the. Like, look at him. He's so suave.
King of Thieves.
He looks like, I think Pedro Pascal could play him.
In a live action version.
A little bit. Maybe a little bit. I could see it. That's like Tarzan's dad. Like, he was pretty hot, too. Where are all these Disney dads? This is why they kill them off, because they know.
I feel like, I don't know, I got an Oscar Isaac vibe.
His name is Kasim.
Mm-hmm.
But he's very hot.
All right, best direct-to-video sequel, Lion King 1.5.
Never saw that.
Never saw 1.5. I did see the second
One
one.
and a half
because Independies stays in my head.
It's a funny concept,
It's
and I think
Timon-
it's the most
it's the
creative
Lion
one
I
they've
King.
know
done.
that told from the perspective of
Yeah,
But-
it because it's a riff on Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead, and it's just like that's a funny direction to take it. I don't know. I respect that one.
Disney sequel.
Most of the rest of them, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know that I haven't seen any of these that we're talking about. I mean, I definitely saw Return of Jafar, and definitely The King of Thieves.
I think out of the 2 Aladdin sequels, The King of Thieves are my favorite.
Why did they make a Bambi 2?
A what?
They made Bambi 2 in 2006.
Oh, you didn't know that because it's his dad. It's about him trying to
But-
get to know his dad, and his dad's just an a-hole the entire movie.
Oh, yeah?
But
Oh,
I just,
yeah.
Until the end of it.
The reason why
Yeah.
Bambi's good is because it has like the most luxurious animation imaginable.
Yes.
It really did. It's because they were like,
Yeah.
they thought it was going to do really well.
Yeah,
it
but
didn't
no,
do
it's
well? Oh.
Bambi. The first Bambi is just stunningly beautiful,
is-
and this
it
one's
is a
probably
beautiful
like
film.
shoestring budget.
This is
and
when they
low
started,
budget,
like, highlighting
And I
like,
would
how
argue
pretty
that it's
their-
like it has one of the more scary villains because you never see the villain.
I think because it was like after like Fantasia 2000 or around the same time, and it was like the animation for Fantasia 2000 was really beautiful, and it's like
Yeah,
their
but
digital thing was like
They got
kinda-
the A team for Fantasia.
That's true.
They did not get the A team for Bambi 2.
I'm gonna say, actually, Lady and the Tramp 2: Scamp's Adventure was actually super cute.
I didn't see it.
Didn't see that.
That was about Lady and Tramp's
Kids.
Son.
kid,
Yeah.
their son,
Puppy.
and
Yeah.
he takes over his dad, and he runs away to the circus.
Oh.
It's actually
Oh.
kind of sweet in a
Movies
sense
with
because it's about
circuses in them.
independence.
I love circuses.
And then they
See,
adopt a
I
new.
can't. They
new
creep me
family.
out.
I don't want to hang out in the circus, but like I can look at them for a while.
Oh, yeah?
No, circuses are evil.
Cinderella
There's-
2
there's
was
a
also
vibe
really
Yeah,
there.
it was.
Only for one part of it though, because it was like 2 shorts.
Mm-hmm. I thought there were 3.
Maybe there are
Shorts.
3. I remember the one that mattered was the one where they go back in time,
The one
and
that
it was
mattered?
Gisela, I think, or no, it's
Oh,
Anastasia.
that's-
It's Anastasia.
No,
That's
that
a
becomes-
twist in
Cinderella
time.
3.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's the
the
third
third
one.
one.
I liked that one a lot.
I did
because
like
I
that
like
one.
seeing like alternate reality things, and it's
Yeah.
about Anastasia becoming like in Cinderella's role, becoming the princess.
I
So
like
do you know
that-
what color Cinderella's dress actually is?
Turquoise.
Nope.
No.
I was going to say blue. I don't know.
Nope.
It's
Wh-
white,
what is it?
isn't it?
Yeah, silver.
It's white.
Oh,
It's like a silver dress.
certainly
It's just
looks
that when they
blue, though.
marketed her doll, they made it blue. But anyway.
Why?
I think they thought it would stand out more. But yeah, everyone believes it's blue, but in the film it's not. But anyway,
Interesting.
so thank you for joining us for this discussion of Mulan.
And
Please-
everything else.
Yes.
And Ursula's crazy sister.
Oh, the skinny
Morgana.
squid looking
I just love that because it's just like right after the first one, and then Sebastian just yells out, "It's Ursula's crazy sister!"
Yeah.
And it's just like, "Oh yeah, she's real. Yeah, totally."
Oh God, she's real.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this discussion, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.